Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's week going? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Folks, can you feel it? Pitchers and catchers are going to start reporting here in the next few days. Spring training games. We are only 2 weeks away, folks. Right after Super Bowl Sunday, it's officially baseball season, people. So expect there to be more baseball talk. Expect there to be hopefully some moves, some big news. It's up in the air, folks. I hope you all are feeling the baseball season is right upon us. So I'm ready. I hope you're all ready. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's say what's up to the chat real quick. Let's say what's up to Jonathan. Gusto, what's up, man? John the Beagle Dad. We got my brother, my twin, Chia, the Ace Avenue in the building. Make sure you all subscribe to the Ace Avenue. What up, twin? How's it going? Stephen B, what is going on? Joe, what is up? Daniel Berry, what's up? Jace, what is going on? Mr. Controversy, what is going on? How are you? Referee, what's up, man? I'm digging that logo. I love that logo. I'm glowing. I try to glow every day, so What up, Barry? What up, Anthony? How's it going? We already talked about it, yo. We already talked about Ace being the good-looking twin. So we already established that. I'm not worried about looking good. I don't need to worry about that. I just get up, wash my face, put some clothes on, and go about my day. I don't have to worry about anything or anybody else. But I don't know how many of you caught the Brian Cashman interview yesterday on the Yes Network on Yankee Hot Stove. I actually watched it on YouTube. They did put it on YouTube, so hopefully you all got to watch it, or at least if you want to watch it, I'll put the link in the description after I'm done with the live stream. But he said said a lot of interesting things. He talked about Gleyber Torres, right? Let's talk about the big one there, right? He talked about Gleyber Torres. Now, Torres is gone. All right, he's no longer with the New York Yankees. He's with the Detroit Tigers on a 1-year deal. So this was interesting, and I want you all to tell me who's in the right, who's in the wrong here. So the game plan towards the end of the season, when they acquired Jazz Chisholm in a trade, they wanted to move Gleyber Torres to third base, right, and move Jazz over to second. Gleyber Torres had a problem with this, so Gleyber Torres said, I'm a second baseman, and he did not wish to move to third base, which, look, I can't say I blame him. He is a second baseman. That's where he belongs. The Yankees in the past, they have moved him to shortstop, and it didn't really pan out. And there was really no reason to move him to shortstop a few years ago. They should have just kept him at second base. They just didn't address the shortstop need. But there's some mixed reactions from fans. Some fans say that they were frustrated with Torres, with him not being a team player, and he didn't move over to third base and he wanted to remain second base. But I can't say I blame him. Now, I understand you got to follow what your manager tells you. And if he tells you to go play third base, you move over to third base. But it didn't make sense, especially in a contract year. The season was pretty much, 2/3 over, right? There was another, 1 or 2 months left in the season. You're asking the guy to move over to third base, a position that I don't believe he's ever played. And I don't want him to go to third base. I didn't want him to go to third base. Why would I want that? All right. And before I continue, just a couple of shout outs. So Andrew Dang for being a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. He says, hey, and if you God bless and know I'm a member. Yeah. I mean, here you are. All right, cool. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. And shout out to Rodney for the Strike Zone membership. Looks like Cadzilla is the recipient of that membership. Shout out to you, Cadzilla. You are the recipient of that gifted membership. Rodney, you are the man. Thank you so much. Always giving back to the channel. You are the man, bro. Thank you so much. And I saw CT in the chat. What up, CT? And what's Joe saying here? Aaron Boone is not going to worry about a walkie or anything. He's worried about what's best for the club. Yeah, but so here's my question. How would you all have felt if Torres got moved to third base? I mean, I'll let you all answer this question. You know, I personally wouldn't have been comfortable moving him to third base. There's no way. He didn't play well at shortstop. Why would I want him to play third base? I don't think that was exactly a good solution. You know, he struggled at second base in the 2024 season. So, you know, he made errors that cost the team at times, that cost the Yankees wins. Sometimes it led to longer innings. Unnecessary longer innings. You know, I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to understand where Cashman is coming from, where, you know, Boone was coming from, but I'm in disagreement here. I'm in disagreement. And again, I want to know what you all think. And real quick, another membership by Ronnie Green. It looks like Tiffany Johnson is the recipient of that membership. Ronnie, once again, thank you so much. Thank you. And I got to shout out my guy, Damian Serrano. Bro, where you been, man? I missed you. I'm sure you're staying busy. Driving people around in those fancy cars of yours. Hopefully you're doing well, my guy. So putting him at third base would have been a huge liability, and it would have made the team's infield that much worse. You know, it was already bad at second base. It's not gonna change anything at third. I mean, Jazz Chisholm was willing to play third, but Jazz Chisholm is a different type of caliber. He's a different type of player. So, you know, again, I don't blame Glaber for not wanting to go to second or third base. He has no business being at third base. None whatsoever. All right. So, you know, again, it didn't make sense to me. You all let me know what you think. What up, David Cohen? Missed you, bro. Missed you, man. Hopefully you're all right. What up, NHB Dribs? We got Davi. What up, Davi? So, yeah. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of you in the chat. So, but yeah, Jazz Chisholm played third base. Obviously, he's never played third base. I'd say he did a pretty good job for a guy who never played the position. I mean, if you ask me between Jazz and Glaber, I'm going Jazz all day. But, you know, now we don't need to worry about it anymore. You know, Glaber's off the team. He's not with the team anymore. I feel like in a way, you know, the organization telling him to go play third base could have been their way of saying, hey, you know, it's either play third base or else. You know, it seemed like they were trying to, you know, push him out. They didn't even make him a qualifying offer. So just think about that. They didn't even make him a QO. They didn't even give him a QO. Although if they did, he would have taken it. Right? He would have taken it. So, you know, Glaber, again, why put a guy at third base when he was playing terribly at second? He made a lot of defensive errors. You know, he cost the team. You know, he cost the team games. He did. You know, so there was a lot of defensive issues, and him moving to third was not going to help anything. It wasn't going to be any better. So I just wanted to point that out, and I think this is crazy talk to even consider moving Glaber to third when he was still with the team. That's insane. Raziel, what's up, man? How are you doing? We got my guy D-Rod in the building. What is up? Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, we know that Jazz is best at second base. We do know that. Although speaking of Jazz, Cashman was asked about third base, so it sounds like there's going to be games. The way Cashman talked about it, it sounds like there's going to be games where Cashman is going to have, or the Yankees are going to have Jazz Chisholm play third base at times. There's going to be other times where he's going to play second base. It sounds like Cashman is content with the team that he has right now. He did mention the marketplace a few times during the interview on Yankee Hot Stove. So it sounds like they are still looking. They're still seeing who's out there or who they could possibly get. So, I don't know what players they have talked to or what players they're going to inquire. And we'll talk about Nolan Arenado here. We'll talk about Nolan Arenado here momentarily because all of a sudden the Nolan Arenado news has been popping up again in the last 24 hours. So, we'll talk about that here shortly. But yeah, so Glaber again, or not Glaber, sorry, Jazz Chisholm. It sounds like again from the way Cashman talked about it, it sounds like he's going to be playing either second base or third base. I think it just depends on the teams that they're playing against or who it is that they're or whoever the opposing pitcher is my guess. But it sounds like he's going to play both positions. There was a little bit of talk of Jason Dominguez, and it sounds like Dominguez is going to be playing left field, although opposite of what Boone was saying, sounds like Dominguez could potentially play center field as well, as we all know that Cody Bellinger is he's going to be your primary center fielder, but they can move him over to left field. They can move him over to first base. So it sounds like to start the season, though, Dominguez is going to be your starting left fielder, even though Cashman said that he does have to earn it. He has to play for it. I mean, yes, I get it. You do, all these guys have to earn their spot, and, they got to make sure that, these guys stay healthy, of course. But health is going to be key, right? Obviously, for a guy like Dominguez, hopefully he can go into spring training healthy and leave spring training healthy, and he can start the season healthy, and hopefully it stays that way throughout the season. And he can start a good chunk of the games. So I'd rather see him in center field. I have gone on record to say that many times. I wish they would put him in center field, but it sounds like they're going to put him in left, even though I think he should be in center. But then again, Bellinger is a Gold Glover, so you're not going to take your Gold Glover out of their position. But again, Bellinger could play center field. I mean, that's his position. He's got the experience. He's got the Gold Glove. So, you're going to put your most experienced guy in their best position. So hopefully, with Dominguez, he's getting his reps in left field. And he's learning the position. I think he's going to be fine. All right. I'm excited to see what he does in a full season. Okay. We gotta be patient with him. Is he gonna make mistakes? He's probably gonna make mistakes. Right. I already talked about what I would like for him, my prediction. I'm not going to have all these outrageous expectations about Dominguez. So there's going to be some growing pains, and I hope his first year in the major leagues as a rookie, he blows it out. I'd be excited if you got rookie of the year. Why not? Why not? I hope he's up there for consideration. So, I'm excited for Dominguez. I'm excited that he's going to get He's going to get playing time during spring training, and hopefully he goes out. I believe he will go out there and he will he will impress. I do believe that. So, let's see how it all plays out, right? Let's see how it all plays out. Again, I think Dominguez is going to be fine, but we also have to manage our expectations. All right. You all let me know what you think. Okay. So another thing that they talked about was the backup catcher. So it sounds like they're going to go internal, right? The way Cashman was talking yesterday on Yankee Hot Stove, it sounds like they're going to go internal. I do think that JC Escarra's name has come up a few times. You also heard about Alex Jackson, the guy that they got from the Cincinnati Reds, along with Fernando Cruz, who where they traded Jose Trevino. He could be another. Alex Jackson could be another name that they could consider. He's a non-roster invite, by the way, so he's not on the 40-man. So the Yankees do have options. I don't think they need to go out and sign another catcher, but I do think that they have what they have on their 40-man. They have 3 catchers on their 40-man. Austin Wells is going to be your primary, and yeah, he will get a good chunk of the playing time. I hope second year he does a fantastic job. So, let's see what he does. And shout out to Danny Neighbor. Shout out to you, man. He says, salute. I'd rather sign Bregman than get Arenado, coming through with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Danny. You are the man. Thank you. All right. So the catcher position is going to be interesting. Again, we know that Austin Wells is going to get the starting job. Like, we know he's going to be your primary catcher. But then, you have 2 other catchers that are on the 40-man, Jesus Rodriguez, JC Escarra. There's a lot of high regards when it comes to Escarra. So there could be a possibility that he could be the backup to Austin Wells. Obviously, there's also Ben Rice. Even though Ben Rice didn't catch at the major league level, he only played first base. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do with him, but he could also factor into, or he could also be the guy that backs up Paul Goldschmidt. It still remains to be seen. So, there's going to be, this team is going to look a lot different for sure. So I'm curious to see what the bench is going to look like. And let's see, where was that comment here? Damien, yeah, there you go. Says, I do like Flores as a catcher, just not sure if he's ready, but the kid is legit. I've heard a lot about him too. The Yankees have a lot of catchers in their system. They have a lot of catchers in their system. So, I want to see what that battle is going to look like. So, again, Cashman talked about Jackson that they got from the Reds, Alex Jackson. So he could be a factor. Or, you might see either JC Escarra or Jesus Rodriguez. Again, both of those guys are on the 40-man. So, we'll just have to wait and see when the games start playing and during spring training and see what happens. So, Jacob Petruzzi, what's going on, dude? Yeah, he played first base, but he's also a catcher too. But he has experience at first. So when they brought him up to the major leagues, he only played first. So I don't know that they're going to consider him as a backup catcher. I think he'll be a backup to Goldschmidt, though. That's what I think. What up, Dev? How's it going? What's up? What's up? I'm excited to see what happens with this offense because the pitching is as close to lights out as we can expect except for Rodon. But Rodon actually had a good season last year. Yeah, he had his moments, but I mean, his 2024 season was better than his 2023. The 2023 season, I mean, I wish we could erase that off the record. But 2024, I mean, the guy was not, he wasn't bad at all. I thought I thought he played better. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So yes, but we don't have a lot of starting pitchers in the farm. So as far as pitching goes, I do want to say that Cashman obviously talked about pitching, and this is something that the Yankees do really well is get good pitching for the team. The Yankees have. Oh, hold on. I just got a notification on my phone. The Yankees PR department put this out on Twitter, and let me just read it to you all. So this is some, I won't call it breaking news, but still some news. Earlier today, right-handed pitcher Roansy Contreras was claimed off waivers by the Baltimore Orioles. Additionally, Yankees have outrighted right-handed pitcher Alan Winans off the Major League roster and onto the roster of AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Winans has been invited to the 2025 Major League Spring Training as a non-roster invite. So there you go. I just figured I share that with you. So, well, yeah, 195 strikeouts, 3.98 for Rodon. That's not bad at all. He had a good season. I think he won 16, 17 games in 2024. He improved. Right? So, yeah, so as far as the pitching goes, people, so the Yankees no doubt are set on pitching. Their pitching is going to be their strength this year. There's no denying that, right? The offense, if everything goes according to plan, the offense can be can be killers too, right? I mean, yeah, you're not going to be able to replace Juan Soto. I get that, but there's guys in that lineup that could hit. Hopefully, you get some production out of that lineup, and they can extend the inning. So there's definitely some question marks though for me still with the lineup. So there's certain guys that absolutely need to step up. So there is going to be a little bit of pressure. So we'll see what happens there. But their pitching, again, their starting rotation, it's going to be one of the best in baseball, I think. Okay, you have Cole, they signed Max Fried. Your number 3 is either Luis Hill or Carlos Rodon. Then you have Luis Hill, Carlos Rodon. You got Clark Schmidt. I mean, that starting 5 is going to be really good. All right, Stroman. There's been a lot of news out there about him getting traded. The Yankees are willing to eat some of his contract. I think they, if the Yankees are looking to trade Stroman, they definitely should be on the phone with the Marlins because they're looking for some veteran pitching. So maybe they give a call to the Marlins. But Cashman didn't exactly rule him out. Cashman's not going to, Cashman didn't rule out, keeping him. He might end up keeping him. I don't know what kind of role Stroman is going to play. I highly doubt they're going to go 6-man in the rotation, but for a guy like him, do they put him back in the bullpen? I don't know if that's such a great idea. I mean, look, Marcus Stroman to me, he's your perfect number 4, number 5 guy. First half of the season, the guy was great. Right, he was pitching great. He's not a strikeout guy. He's a contact guy. He likes aiming for the corners. He likes aiming for those little pinpoints in the strike zone. Second half was a different story. It wasn't great. Now, there's been games where he pitched well, right? One game, for example, like that game he pitched against the Tigers, he was going up against Skubal, and he held his own against Skubal. Unfortunately, the bats didn't come through, right? There was games where defense didn't come through for him, and it did extend the inning for him, and it definitely put more pressure. The pitch count got higher as a result. So, Stroman had his great moments. He had his good moments, but there were games where he also didn't pitch well, no doubt. But there were also those games where the defense behind him let him down. We can't deny that. So, big contributor in the second or in the first half of the season. Second half, he did fall off. So, I don't know what I'm not sure what Cashman wants to do, but they're definitely shopping him. I would say they're shopping him. They're seeing who they could get for him. So if you see Stroman during spring training, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. So, I wouldn't doubt it. Another pitcher that he brought up too was Mark Leiter Jr. Right? Obviously, Mark Leiter Jr. and the Yankees, they couldn't come to an agreement on money, and then they went to arbitration. The Yankees ended up winning. So it sounds like Mark Leiter Jr. Is going to play a role for the Yankees bullpen. Although you never know. The Yankees could end up trading him too. There's other arms that they could potentially trade as well. The Yankees have a lot of bullpen arms, so I'm just not I'm not sure who are they planning on to keep. We know the obvious names that are going to make the roster for opening day, but we'll see what happens. But I feel great about the bullpen. I feel great with the starting rotation. The pitching, I have no doubt the pitching is going to be lights out. So I'm not worried about the pitching. And yeah, Dribs, stadium numbers aren't great, but that's because, hitting a home run at Yankee Stadium, so it's one of the easier stadiums to hit a home run in, especially that right field porch. His road numbers were really good. When he was away from the stadium, he was not bad at all. So this is true. Well, if he's able to get a new player, depending on position, third base is the big one right now. So, hey, cold Italian pizza, how you doing? What's up, man? I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Here in a few days, pitchers catchers reporting, like I said earlier at the opening. And then you're gonna have, a couple of weeks you're gonna have spring training. I'm ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic. Yeah, Tim Hill. I'm glad they re-signed Tim Hill. He was an important player or important pitcher in that bullpen. I didn't know who he was when they first got him, and this is what the Yankees do. They get these players that we never even heard of, and then all of a sudden they're pitching lights out. That's just that Matt Blake magic. So let's see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. So 2-year contract, the second year being an option, and I'm okay with that. I know he was looking for a 2-year deal, but he got a 1-year deal with the second year being an option. So. I think that's a club option. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, so it's good stuff. How do I watch all the Yankee games? MLB TV is how I watch all the Yankee games. So that's that's how I watch the majority of them. I might pick up another subscription to watch some more. So I'm just going to check out and see my options for streaming services. So, but I do watch through MLB TV. But yeah, I know other folks. They got the Gotham app, like you mentioned, Joe. Yes Network, obviously. If it's nationally televised, I can watch. Obviously on Fox, right? Oh yeah, no, I'm aware. I have T-Mobile. So no, I'm definitely looking forward. Jacob, yes, you're asking me like 5 times about Jesus Rodriguez. I mean, the dude has a bat. I'm just looking at his stats from 2024. 302 average, 10 home runs, 47 RBIs, on base percentage of 375, OPS 856. I mean, the bat is good. I like his bat. Just kind of looking back at some of his other numbers here. I mean, the guy puts up he puts up numbers. I mean, there's definitely potential there. He puts up numbers, and he is a righty, so he could also be your backup catcher. Lefty righty, Wells and Rodriguez. Why not? The guy could hit, no doubt. So still young too. He's 22 years old. He'll actually be 23 in April. He's got good stuff. But does he get the job? I don't know. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute too. We'll get to that in a minute too. So, yeah, Loaisaga. Yeah, I was honestly surprised when the Yankees brought him back. Again, Cashman brought him up during the interview. I was surprised to see him back. I was surprised that the Yankees signed him back. Although, look, Loaisaga's when he's healthy, the guy's lights out. When he's healthy, the guy's lights out. There's no doubt there. The guy could pitch, and he's scary to go up against. I just hope this guy could stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, and the rest of the bullpen stays healthy, that's going to be one scary bullpen. Loaisaga just adds that much more of a threat. So, do I think the new deferred money situation is going on that the Yankees will eventually jump on that in the future? I don't know. How often do the Yankees do deferred money? I mean, I know they've done it before in the past, but the Yankees are not a hedge fund, right? That's why it seems like the Dodgers are able to do it because they're owned by a hedge fund. It's a different story. And most of the teams in Major League Baseball can't do what the Dodgers are doing. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, they might consider deferred money in the future. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be, it'll be completely rare for the Yankees to do something like that. Again, they're not the Dodgers. So, I mean, that's my take on it. But I think teams like the Dodgers are going to, they're able to do it again. They're owned by a hedge fund, right? So that hedge fund, Guggenheim, $350 billion. That's a big deal. If I hear you say that we can't compete because of the spending I'm on sub, I never said we couldn't compete. There's no team in Major League Baseball, like the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, he's got a bigger net. He's worth more than Hal. You know that, right? That guy is not spending money like there's no tomorrow. They, they're not owned by a hedge fund. The Yankees are not a hedge fund. Well, why be afraid of them? There's no reason to be afraid of them. Well, again, Dodgers can. They're run by Guggenheim, and 300 again. They're worth $350 billion. $350 billion. That's insane. So, yeah, exactly. Cohen stiffed Alonso, big time. He should have paid. He should have paid Alonso. Just saying. And we got Li in the building. What is up, Li? Well, if Hal Steinbrenner sells the Yankees to Elon, sweet. But yeah, the Steinbrenners ain't going nowhere. Let's be honest. So, in a strange way, you still believe that they're going to make a significant deal. So, well, last night, the John Denton, I think was his name. He's a beat writer for Major League Baseball, covers the St. Louis Cardinals. Apparently, there was the Yankees have reengaged talks with the St. Louis Cardinals about Nolan Arenado. I don't know if that's true. Cashman didn't make a mention of it. I didn't hear nothing from the Cardinals organization. So this chatter about the Yankees and Arenado has come up again. And the other two teams that were also mentioned as well. The Red Sox were mentioned this week once again, and the Dodgers were mentioned again last night. So I don't know how true it is, right? I'm not saying it isn't true, but you really haven't heard anything from the Yankees front office. You haven't heard anything from St. Louis. The only thing that we heard of so far is they tried trading him to the Astros, but since he has a no trade clause, the move couldn't happen. So he was essentially going to replace Alex Bregman. But I know the Cardinals want to trade him. They don't want his contract, and it seems like the Cardinals are wanting to trade him away without having to pay a lot for his contract. But that's not going to happen. I mean, the Cardinals are going to have to. They're going to have to come to terms with it. They're going to have to come to terms with it, so that they're going to have to eat a good chunk of his contract if they're looking to trade him. Right. So, he wants to get traded. The organization wants to trade him, and he's going to have to waive his no trade clause, not to mention, but they're going to have to eat a good chunk of his contract. There's no way that another team is going to take on the majority of that contract. No, just no way. Yeah, I know SNY was reporting it also, that they're reopening talks with the Yankees. I understand that. So here's why I'm saying whether those conversations even happened, or if they did or didn't happen. If you remember last year, the Yankees, there was reports of the Yankees and Blake Snell and how much money they offered Blake Snell, and Blake Snell turned it down. Blake Snell came on, it was foul territory. He came on foul territory, and he said that whatever numbers that was being reported wasn't even true. Like, we don't even know what the Yankees really offered Blake Snell, right? Brian Cashman said the same thing. The numbers that were being reported by the media, it wasn't even close to what Cashman was even offered to Blake Snell. So as of right now, with Nolan Arenado and the New York Yankees, yeah, talks could have opened back up. haven't heard anything or read anything from like the Yankees front office or the Cardinals front office. Neither side has made a mention of any of this. Now they could be talking. I'm not saying that they're not. They could be talking. I just haven't heard anything from either organization. So I get a sip of my water here. So yeah, it's gonna take way more than that. And I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna trade Pereira. Just based on what Boone said. Boone said that he could be in the mix. Another guy that could very well get traded is Trent Grisham. I understand he's a veteran glove. I understand he's got the experience, but he's also $5 million. I'm sure the Yankees would like to move that $5 million along with Stroman's 18. So it does shed a little bit of money off the books. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grisham were to get traded, honestly, along with Marcus Stroman. They could, but they're not going to. They don't want to. So what I read too was that they wanted. I think St. Louis wanted the Yankees to take on his contract. They were willing to eat $20 million. And then they wanted they wanted the Cardinals, but the Yankees wanted the Cardinals to eat $30 million, but the Cardinals said $20 million. The Yankees said no. Again, I get it, but they're gonna, if talks are happening, if they're talking to each other again, if the talks are alive again, they're gonna have to meet somewhere in the middle. They're gonna have to reach a middle ground. Because again, with Arenado, there's no team out there that's going to take the entirety of his contract. They eat 20 and take Stroman. I mean, yeah, why not? I'd be okay with that. I'd be good with that. Honestly, with Stroman, it's gonna be hard to trade him, because you still have some other pitchers that are, still not signed, right? Pavetta's still out there. He hasn't signed. So, there's other names that are probably are looked at before Marcus Stroman. But I think Stroman, again, I think he's going to get traded. He's going to get traded. It's just a matter of when. Rob, what's up, man? Shout out to my guy, Rob. And since you popped in the chat, hold on, bro. I got you. Just so nobody kicks you out. There you go. There you go, Rob. Rob says, I find it very interesting that it's the Cardinals that are calling these teams up, not the other way around. They seem desperate. I mean, shoot. Wouldn't you? I mean, wouldn't you be doing the same thing, honestly? So, yeah, Gusto, sorry. I had to. Oh man. Sorry, I had to throw that one out there. Yeah, well, I just hooked Rob up too. Yeah, I mean, if they're desperate to trade Nolan Arenado, if they're calling these teams up, so they're gonna have to meet in the middle. They gotta come to the reality of, like, we're gonna have to eat a good chunk of his contract if we want to trade him. So they have very little room for negotiation, or else they're just going to end up keeping him and they're just going to be miserable. So, the Mets with Bobby Bonilla were the first to defer. Yeah. And Bonilla is still getting paid, which is hilarious. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe they will. I don't know, though. I mean, I'd offer them Stroman. I mean, it's like, okay, well, you want us to take on Arenado, then you take Stroman, right? So there could be a swap there, but it's going to take more than just Stroman to get Arenado. I don't think it's going to be a 1-for-1. And again, there was a report saying that they offered Stroman for Arenado. They said no. And then on Yankee Hot Stove, they said that a deal like that never even went down. Like there was never an offer for Stroman for Arenado. So again, you're hearing conflicting reports. We don't know what's true, what isn't. I mean, I'm just going off of the reports that are coming out and just kind of sharing my thoughts on it. So, but again, so it's going to be interesting, right? We have 2 weeks till spring training. We got, we're just a little over 2 months from opening day. So it's we're coming, folks. It's coming. The season is slowly coming. So hell to the no on Nolan. Offense is dropping quicker than a. Yeah, but you're kind of getting him at than a younger Donaldson. When they got Donaldson, he was like, what, 36 already? He's the same age as Aaron Judge, Nolan Arenado. Well, right. I don't think they should take on his entire contract, but they're going to have to eat a good chunk of it. So, again, if they want to trade him, they're going to have to eat it. So. Not all of it, just a good chunk of it. But I do want to pull up Nolan Arenado's numbers here. Let's see. Well, he hit 272, had an on-base percentage of 325, slugging at 394, WRC plus of 102. Now, Fangraphs is projecting his batting average to go down 12 points. His on-base percentage is supposed to go down by 7. Slugging is supposed to be up. And then WRC plus is supposed to be up. I mean, based on those numbers, I don't think those numbers are bad. And his glove at third base is phenomenal. You can't go wrong with his glove. So, it would be a huge upgrade in the infield. It would definitely be better than the internal options that the Yankees have. Right. And again, Brian Cashman has mentioned the marketplace a few times in the interview. So it sounds like they're still seeing what's out there, what they could potentially get. But they're also happy with the current roster that they have right now. But if there's a move to be made, that they will make that move. So, Peraza has a freaking amazing glove. If there's anybody internally that I want to start third base, I would want him. So, and like Gusto says, like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Smash those emojis down there at the bottom. I would greatly appreciate it. We are also on the road to 1,500 subscribers, folks. So if there's anybody out there watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and join in. If you're watching this on Twitter, come over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I can't wait till the regular season starts. I'm looking forward to it. I get to do all the pre-games again, interact with all of you during those pre-games, do the play-by-plays. So I am looking forward to the regular season. I'm just happy that baseball season's almost here. I really am. Hopefully you all are excited and happy about it too. So but let's see here. If we're eating money on any Stroman deal, then it's only right that the team eats someone there. Oh, for sure, absolutely, Dribs. Absolutely, you're not wrong there. They Yankees are willing to eat some of that contract on Stroman. I mean, if they want to trade him, they're going to have to eat some of that contract, 100%, 100%. And again, the Cardinals have to know, they got to know that they're going to have to eat, I would say, half, maybe, Your cap should be tied to revenue. There's never going to be a salary cap in baseball, though, Davi. I hate to say it, but there will never, ever be a salary cap. It's just not going to happen. I'm just looking at Arenado's numbers here. I'll pull it up on the screen. So here, let me zoom in real quick. Yeah, you look at now him as a Cardinal, you look at the last 3-4 years. So 2021, let me just make sure y'all could see that. Maybe I'll just make this full screen so y'all could see it. Oh, Graham, you're all good, dude. Yeah, I know he went live at the same time, even though I created my stream first. Ha ha, just kidding. But you look at Arenado's numbers. 2021 he had 255. 2022 his numbers greatly improved. He hit 293. It dropped in 2023. He hit 266. 2024 he hit 272, and again they're projecting him to hit 260. So they expect his batting average to drop. So listen, I'll take those numbers from him. I would accept these numbers from Arenado, and not to mention you're getting a glove back. You're getting a solid glove. Like, why wouldn't you? That's just my take, though. I mean, I know other folks don't want, Arenado. They're against getting Nolan Arenado. Other folks are wanting the Yankees to go after, they want the Yankees to go after Alex Bregman. I'm not on that train. I'm sorry, but I think those numbers for Arenado again, I think they're fine. And you're only getting him. You're getting him for 3 years, right? So it's not like you have this long-term commitment. And he would be an immediate upgrade over the internal options that the Yankees have. So personally, some folks will disagree with me. I want Nolan Arenado over Bregman. I don't want Bregman. I know some Yankees fans want Bregman, and that's fine. I mean, I'd be okay if they traded for Alec Bohm. I know the Phillies were trying to trade him. I'd be cool with Alec Bohm. But yeah, Yankees realistically just need to add an above average bat with a good glove. Arenado checks those boxes. Exactly, Rob. This is what I'm saying. Exactly. So, Rob, you have the power to kick people out or time them out. You're just like, yes, all mine now. He's gonna start kicking some trolls out for me. Everyone complains that players are on bad deals, but fans scream to sign players and owners are cheap. Well, you can't have them both, right? So, yeah, exactly. A 10-time Gold Glove winner at third base. Yeah, I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day. I would be cool what the Phillies would want to return. They wanted Mason Miller. Yeah. Well, I can't really blame the Athletics for not wanting to trade Mason Miller. I don't think I would have done that deal either. Well, they're gonna have to come to the terms that no team is gonna take 100% of his salary. It's just not happening. But I have a feeling. I mean, right now, what I see the Yankees doing in the next week or two, I could see them getting players as depth pieces potentially. I know they've added some, and we'll. I don't think there's going to be really like any big moves. There might be a big move at the end of the month. You never know. You could see, or you may not see any move. The Yankees are just going to roll with what they have, and go from there. But I'm hoping there's some big news that does come out, and the Yankees pulled off a big trade for third base. That would be awesome. But I've already set myself up for this is the roster. This is what they're going to roll with, and it is what it is. Like it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Again, I'm excited for the 2025 New York Yankees. I think they're going to be fine. Their pitching is going to be their strength. The lineup, again, I think the lineup is going to be fine. There's certain names that need to step up. So there's question marks about a couple of players. Let's see what Dominguez does in his rookie season. Hopefully he impresses. I think he will be fine, but we just have to manage our expectations and be patient with our young guys, right? With the prospects. All right. So he's gonna get his opportunity. All right. So, but let me know what you all think, though. Let me know what you all think. Yeah, well, they're gonna have, like I said, if not right now, Davi, they're gonna have to come. They're gonna have to come to reality at some point. Oh, and I'm sure you know, but I'd not be so hot on Nardi reports saying he's hurt. I mean, when Nardi's healthy, he's good. I like Nardi. I do like Andrew Nardi. I'd like for the Yankees to get one more lefty, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Hill ends up being the only lefty in the bullpen. But having a second lefty would be fantastic. Realistically speaking, how far do you see crosstown rivals going? I don't see them going too far. Playoff or wild card the most. I mean, Dribs. Look, I think their lineup is good. Pitching is questionable. They still got to compete against the Dodgers. They got to compete against the Braves, the Phillies. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, right? The NL is going to be tough. The National League is going to be tough. They're absolutely going to be tough. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, would I be surprised if they finish third place? No, I wouldn't be surprised. I could see them getting in as a wild card team, though, no doubt. I could absolutely see that. So, I think they'll make it to the. I think they'll definitely make it to the NLDS. I do think that. I hope so, man. I hope Chase Hampton has a. I think he's primed for a big year. Injuries have set him back. So last year, as far as his injuries, it did set him back. So let's see what he does, man. I'm excited to see what he does in spring training. So read at a Marlins stream that they are saying he might not be ready to start. He's tweaked something. Jeez, man, the Marlins just like all their whole entire pitching staff is hurt. Yeah, they need help with pitching. Judge Stenton, Belly, Goldie, Jazz will be fine. I agree. Better seasons from Wells and Volpe. So those are the two names right there that need to step up. They're Rob. Those are the two names that I had in mind. You got to be patient with Dominguez, but you know how fans are when it comes to rookies and prospects. They're not exactly the most patient, but you got to be patient with Dominguez. Absolutely. Arenado, one more left-handed pitcher, completes the roster. Yeah. You know, I feel like the Yankees offseason is like a B+ to an A- if they were to get another bat, right? If it was an Arenado or another productive bat to play third and a left-handed pitcher, it will be an A+ season. It will be an A+ season. So that's my take on it. But folks, I am going to wrap it up here, though. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you all for coming on. It's always appreciated when you all come in here and support the channel, and we get to interact. We get to give our opinions here. We're not going to all agree, right? We're not going to all agree. Everybody's gonna have different opinions. This is the beauty of being a sports fan, right? We're all gonna have different takes, and you know, we're not gonna all agree, but you know, we could respect each other's takes without disrespecting each other. Simple as that. So, you know, so yeah, leave the insults out. But anyway, thank you all for coming on. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you all so much. Make sure you all hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button, right? If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. The likes really do help out the channel. So I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel out. Thank you all for coming on. And I will see you all next time. Have a good day. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. And we're out. See y'all later.